You know, I'm beginning to wonder if this is going to be the first case that goes to 6 parts.
Yes, I'm alright. I've calmed down now. Yes, I'd heard that the next target would be an athlete.
Okay.
Yes, I'd heard. But I never imagined Aiden would be murdered. We just had the security on his home increased, after all. He didn't want to do it, but I convinced him. Yes, the more famous you are, the more danger you're exposed to. On the day it happened, I was going to go over some arrangements with him. I called him about an hour before. He seemed to be perfectly normal then. When I parked in front of his house, it suddenly exploded. Huge flames just burst out of the windows. It was so sudden. I thought that there had been a gas leak or something and that I had to rescue him. I managed to force the door open and I saw him on the floor. I frantically pulled him out by his legs. But by the time I got him out of the house, he wasn't breathing anymore.
Dr. Kimishima, did you review the testimony recording? Oh, by the way, about the manager. There's almost no chance that she's the culprit.
How do you figure that?
We've done a complete background check on her, and her home has been searched thoroughly. Based on that, I'd say that we can trust her testimony.
Is that so? So, is the bomber a magician then?
Huh?
According to the manager's testimony, the victim's security was perfect. How did this so-called revolutionary plant the bomb in his house, arm it, and time the explosion perfectly to kill the victim?
Good question. The only thing we can say about this bomber is that the victims were killed by bombs.
That doesn't help
Let's
us.
continue investigating then. It's my job to solve cases like this.
Hello? Hey! You listening? It's the revolutionary. You guys must be total idiots. I win again. 3 out of 3. So ridiculous. Seriously, the police here are a joke. But still, now the big boys are listening, yeah? Stepping up to the plate. You know, who is it that's in the newspaper? The Corpse Whisperer? Yeah, that is one smoking hot tomato. She's definitely my type. Now that she's paying attention, I'll be nice and give this my best shot, too. Ready? Okay. It'll be a white guy. That's my only hint. You'd better try your best. She's supposed to be a real firecracker, right? I'm looking forward to this.
This guy sounds like the Joker.
What a lunatic. He disgusts me.
This murder is just a game to him. Sick bastard. Well, it's not like we're ones to talk.
Have you forgotten our promise, little guy?
Oh, right. I'm talking about the past. Sorry.
So, was the voice on the phone processed at all?
We've run a spectrographic analysis on the voice from the recording. It doesn't look like there's any audio manipulation being applied to the voice. Cocky bastard.
I see. So that's the revolutionary's real voice, is it? If that's true, then we can tell that he's... That was a young man's voice. He also gave us an advance notice of the next bombing. He said that his next target would be...
A white male.
That's right, a Caucasian male. That's a little vague.
No kidding. We're doing what we can to narrow down possible targets.
Huh, good. We don't want any more deaths from this maniac's hands.
Now let's see what the corpse has for us. Let's start here. Ugh.
This wound is likely from the impact of the explosion. Studying the pattern of these wounds may help us determine how far the victim was from the explosion.
With this big a discrepancy in, or rather direction in the way the shrapnel traveled, this had to be point blank. Which doesn't make any sense. What about back here? Oh?
The epidermis on the hand has thickened stratum corneum. This indicates repeated application of pressure, friction, or force to this area, a condition commonly known as a callus. If I recall correctly, his occupation was...
He was an athlete. Oh, a tennis player. That would actually make sense that he would have calluses because he would get those by gripping
yes,
the
he
tennis
was a
racket.
tennis player. This means that his dominant hand was...
I actually wasn't paying attention.
This is... If I...
Oh, he's right-handed, okay.
yeah.
So a right-handed tennis player.
Right. This, along with the musculature on the arm, suggests he was right-handed.
There's more clues yet. Huh?
This piece
Oh,
of
that's a
metal
piece
is
of
lodged
shrapnel.
in the corpse's body. This is probably because... Right. The force from an explosion can turn almost anything into a deadly projectile. We'll need to look at this later to find out just what it is, though.
Is there still more here? What else could there be?
What is this? There's some kind of substance on his finger. It's peculiar that it's there. Further research may tell us more.
Alright, that looks like all of it. See if there's anything here. Okay, good. Alright, let's take a look at what evidence we have. Sure isn't much. How are we gonna piece this together?
Can I bother you, little guy? I want to know more about these wounds.
Sure. The wounds spread in a radial pattern. Looking at the angles, it seems that they're centered on the abdomen.
In an explosion, the shockwave travels in a sphere from the point of origin. Of course, parts of the bomb and the surrounding materials are caught up in the shockwave. The wounds on the body indicate this radial pattern. If the bomb did in fact cause these wounds, the bomb must have been
point blank.
Yes. It would have been very close, within a meter of the victim. In other words, the bomb was right in front of the victim when it went off.
Yikes. I'd never want that to happen to me.
What's this substance, little guy?
Give me a moment. I'd assume it's something that was carbonized by the blast. Huh. No, wait.
What's the matter?
Well, this isn't soot or a remnant of something that had been burned.
Then what is it?
If I were to make a decision based on what I see here, it's carbon dust.
Carbon dust? Why?
Carbon dust. Why would something like that be on the victim?
I thought you'd ask that, but, well, I don't have a clue.
Tell me why they hired you again?
Hey, people don't just run into carbon dust in their daily lives. Using it as a component in a bomb is unusual too. Honestly, I just don't know.
Oh well. Let's just keep this fact in mind for later then. Hey, little guy. I need something looked at.
Okay. This? It's a piece of steel pipe. You could find this anywhere. What do you need me to check?
It was lodged in Aiden's corpse, probably propelled by the blast.
I see. I'll perform a chromatographic scan on it then.
Please do.
This...
Have you found anything out?
There's black powder on it. It was probably used as the propellant in the explosion.
I see. If that's the case, then that piece of metal is... Yes. It's most likely part of the bomb that killed the victim. Black powder and a steel pipe. We're one step closer to finding out how this bomb was made.
Dr. Kimishima, another corpse has arrived.
Another corpse, really?
Another one? What are you talking about?
The newest victim. There was another bombing.
The raging bomber again?
Yes, apparently. The corpse is in the autopsy room. Please investigate it when you have time.
All right. I'll look at it right away.
Another two-victim case. Come on, Atlas! Actually, do I even have time to look at this corpse? Not really. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save looking at this second corpse for next time.